There's nothing that's a saving in a house on fire. Could you stay a while?
Thanks everyone for downloading this episode of Three Different Dads. Another week, another new dad joining us. So I'm Lorenzo, Tyler, and our new dad this week is Mike. Mike, thanks for filling in for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again. Appreciate it. I feel like I'm in the Three Different Dads world, and I was in the Nerdball world, so pleasure to be back.
You're just in this Nerdball Network universe here.
Yeah, apparently I'm in the meta or whatever. So no, that's great.
So we missed last week. I don't want to get super into it, but we had some dad stuff to do, and then we had one of our dads is dealing with some family stuff, so when we want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. If not, then we'll let it go. But just kind of want to give people why we missed last week. Also, I asked Tyler. I said I can text George to come on last week, and you were like, "Nah, we're good. We can just skip." And I text George that. He goes, "What a dick!" I go, not because you. I could have said any name, and he would be like, "No, let's just."
I'll have
skip.
to check the text history. I don't think the conversation went exactly like that. I think it was like we were just trying to fill in. I think if I remember right, we delayed a day.
Yes,
and then we had to end up canceling, and then it was so last minute, and I think it was like. Yeah, we'll skip a week.
Well,
so I'm sorry, George.
No, because the exact words were, so what's the plan for this evening? And this was 2 weeks ago. It's like, last week? What's the plan for this evening? I said, undecided. What are your thoughts? I was thinking about reaching out to George. Your very next text was, we could push to next week.
I'm glad I was your fourth option.
Well, today you were
the first.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that was last week.
Yeah.
That was last week.
That was last week. We'll get George on again. He's busy though. He's 3 hours behind, which doesn't help our cause. So.
No, it does not. No. Yeah. Plus, I needed to come on a little earlier because my wife's out of town and it's bath night or shower night, so I had to get the kids. Luckily, they're older. Lillian still needs some help, like making sure she'll use way too much conditioner. And then she'll come out and it's still in her hair. So we have to make sure we rinse all that out. But Mateo can do it by himself. So so I appreciate you coming on 7:30 to get this thing done. Michael, I'm assuming you've never listened to our podcast because I just assume no one listens to it.
Because the numbers just aren't there to support that. But
no, I have listened to the podcast.
Nice. Thank you.
I'm a subscriber. I'm familiar with the format and you folks. So
or the lack of format. That is our format.
Well, right. Well, I know there's a dad joke in there, so I'm prepped for that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Everything else is thrown out the window. So I got nothing.
Well, every week that's how it is. So you fit right in. It's chaotic, much like raising kids. It's just chaotic.
Nice. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So Ty, before we start, we do have some correspondence from our fans. Scott B texts in and says, sent me an article. The headline of the article is "Dad Jokes Help Kids Develop into Healthy Adults." I don't know if you guys ever seen this, but it says dad jokes can enable kids to cope with embarrassment or awkwardness, according to the study. And as I was reading, I was trying to pull out different quotes. Well, this one said, "When considered properly, dad jokes are an intricately multi-layered and fascinating phenomenon that reveals a lot, not just about how humor and joke telling work, but also about fathers' psychology and their relationships with their children," which is super deep for how stupid dad jokes are.
That is very deep. Yeah.
What's
for a
the
Doritos farmer joke? Yeah, that's pretty deep.
I didn't Google it. This
Harvard Business Insider.
No. It is from Fox News.
Okay.
But
perfect.
What are you trying to say?
Right.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just telling you where it's from.
Okay,
and then he gave it to it was a study. I can't tell you it doesn't say anywhere, which I guess is par for the course. I can't tell anywhere where the study was actually like performed.
They probably randomly pulled like 5 dads and they're like, yeah, I tell dad jokes. It's pretty cool.
Here we go. A study published a study in British Psychological Society journal. So I don't know.
Sounds made up.
There we go.
Yeah.
100% made up.
Anyway, I just wanted to. I thought that was funny. Like I said, super deep for how ridiculous they are. But I guess some things are like that, right? Like, I mean, you just do things. Let's just say you do things as a kid or a mom or a dad, and it's just because it's just ingrained in you, you know. And then you find out this study, you're like, oh, this is why we do this thing, you know. So
This is why I'm weird. Got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. I also heard. I was just listening to Smartless. I don't know if you guys ever heard that podcast.
No.
It's Will Arnett, um Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes. And
My
each,
grandma listens to it. I know that.
yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah,
and
that's what she said.
yeah, each week they bring a guest. One person invites and they don't know who it is, which I kind of like, because like then all these questions are like seemingly off the cuff because they don't know who's coming on, so they really can't prepare for anything.
That's a fun idea.
Yeah, so anyway, they talked about like, because everyone likes they were talking about like their favorite dessert or whatever, and Sean Hayes said his was vanilla ice cream. Like he really likes vanilla ice cream, and they were like, yeah, a lot of people like vanilla ice cream. And he said, well, you know why people like vanilla ice cream? And they're like, why? He goes, because psychologically that's the closest thing to your mother's milk. I'm like, oh my god, I could never eat vanilla ice cream again.
I can't. You've ruined vanilla ice cream forever.
Again, I have no idea if that's true, but he said
That
it and
can't
no
be
one
true.
questioned.
I hope not.
He said it and nobody questioned him. So yeah.
Yeah, that's I can't anymore. I will never look at a Wendy's Frosty the same.
Oh God.
Just don't melt it up and you'll be fine.
All right, there you go.
All
Well,
right, Ty.
I did some prepping for today's episode.
You got
ready?
our some headlines here. Do we care? We need like a
No, we're going off topic. These
Oh,
are
no.
not. Do we
this
care.
isn't Do We Care?
This is like a different, yeah. So a dad thing actually did happen to me this week.
Okay.
It was a conversation with Olivia. Olivia wants to start listening to music. Like so I did buy her a phone. You guys know that, you know, around
Yeah.
Christmas time. So her new thing is she wants to start listening to music now on said phone, which then got me to thinking, I'm like, do I care enough to like try and censor the music streaming service? So like I looked into it. The one I use by myself is Spotify,
Mhm.
and I pay for the premium. No big deal, you know, ad free.
Okay.
No big deal. But anyway, my question is, do you think I should am I overthinking this? Like, do I care that she's listening to music that's not censored? Because like in the car, like for instance, she's like, oh, let's listen to her big one now. Her new one is Olivia Rodrigo, I think is her name.
Mhm.
Anyway, the girl drops the F-bomb in some of
yeah.
her songs. Like
Yeah.
she's 17, 18, 19 years old. I don't even know how old she is, but obviously she's like that teen angst, love, high school
Sure.
love type stuff. So she just every once in a while there's an F-bomb in the song. And now I'm thinking, I'm like, should I care to when I get Olivia like added to a family plan on Spotify, do I click the little like censor explicit language? So what would you guys do? That's my question.
So I do like that you morphed the Do We Care, because this is a Do I Care.
Yeah.
It was good. So our kids listen to music. They listen to Spotify. We have one account, so we don't we
So you don't have to do the family plan.
no, but what, and this is just us, like I do not care about cuss words, really. The only time I care about it is if they say them out. Like, I mean, they don't say cuss words because they know they're bad, but if I hear them saying it, and they're gonna say it, right? You guys were kids. You said cuss words, when you figured out what cuss words were. But as long as like it's not at school, if it's with their friends and I don't hear about it, whatever. If someone's mom calls me and says, hey, Mateo said shit, I'm like, was it at you or somebody? And if they say no, I was like, okay, so I don't really care that much. I'll talk to them about it, but I don't really care. As far as the music, like, yeah, they listen to music. A lot of that stuff, I think he even listens. Mateo will watch YouTube videos.
Yeah.
and they'll say things like balls deep or like, something like that. And he has no idea what that means. I'm laughing, but he has no idea what that means. Now, if Andrea, would have heard that, she might have said something, but I heard it once, and he was watching like highlights from like a baseball game that someone was talking about, or a video game, at NBA 2K he's been into lately. So like it wasn't like the video was inappropriate. The guy just said this thing and he had no idea. Same thing with music. Like they get all worked up when they hear when they laugh or whatever, but then that's it. So it doesn't bother me
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah. Go ahead,
It
Mike.
just depends on the song. I mean, would I want if I had a daughter that age listening to WAP? No. But but I mean, I think it just depends on the song. I think Olivia Rodrigo's tame, but I have a story I've told Tyler this 1,000 times. So I have an older brother, and he's 4 years older than me. So when I was younger, I listened to a lot of Korn, a lot of Dr. Dre, Chronic 2001.
Mhm.
That was, and so whenever that came out, however old I was, um, and it was all unedited. So my brother was, listening to CDs back then,
Yeah.
and so I would listen to those said CDs. DMX was one of them, and try to keep this as light as possible. But I remember listening to "Forgot About Dre," and one of the parts of the song says, "If y'all don't like me, blow me."
Yeah.
And so I remember asking my mom what "blow me" means, and she was very candid about what it means. So I guess if you want to have those conversations, and sure, I don't know. I don't mind. Like I don't think hearing cuss
Yeah,
words and
that's
stuff
the
like
thing
that
though.
is bad. It's just who you're listening to, I
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, Olivia's
songs?
not listening to rap music. I'll
Right.
put that out there. So like to Lorenzo's point, I feel like right now I don't care. Like
Right.
I something might change in the future. Like, but Olivia's not cussing people out. That's not her. And again, like the songs she's listening to, they might say shit once, and
Yeah.
excuse my language. Sorry for listening, but fuck, they'll say fuck once. So
It happened yesterday when we were at my in-laws, and I think my father-in-law like burnt his hand, like trying, the pizza was hot or something, and he was like shit. And both my kids were like, oh. And I think someone asked, like, where do you learn that from? I was like, my dad says it all the time. And I was like, no, I don't say shit. And they all started laughing again. So I mean, but now my kids are old, 11 and 8.
yeah,
Olivia's 9, as we all remember. Right?
Olivia's 9. Yep. Mike's got a little one.
Yeah.
Mason. How
Yeah.
old's Mason?
He's 3. He will be
Yeah.
4 in a
3.
few months. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
Boom.
a little too early for the Dr. Dre. But
You're
maybe
never
in
too
a few
early.
years.
Never
Yeah.
too early.
but that's the, I guess, the bad part about sharing an account too is I have all these saved songs, and there are a lot of them are rap music, and with bad words and lyrics and that kind of stuff. And I don't know if they're listening to it. That Mateo has a phone. I don't know if he's listening to it. I know most of the songs he listens to are perfectly fine. Like they're so stupid and just his most
Yeah.
ridiculous song. He likes listening to this guy. It's a rap song, but it's all about the World Cup, when the World Cup was happening. So like he plays that over and over. He plays the BK commercial over and over, which is kind of annoying.
I love that song.
Classic.
Love that song. So
So
addictive.
I'm not like super concerned, but to Mike's point too, my brother was 4 years older than me. Same thing. Like all the music he was into was all rap music, and
Yep.
that's all I listened to for a long time until I moved to Perrysburg. That's all I listened to was rap music, and it's I don't remember having those conversations with my mom, like asking what certain things what, because my brother was my brother was pretty open about things, so I would talk to him a lot. So I guess I had to take his word for it, But yeah, the same thing. Like you follow along with what's there already. I mean, that's how my youngest sister, listens to rap music because of my brother, listens to emo type music because of me, and then my other sister right behind me, she like listens to like, I don't know, weird. I call it weird music because I don't know what it is, but like I know Coldplay. Like obviously Coldplay's big, but it was Coldplay, like Modest Mouse, things like
Yeah.
that.
Alternative.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
and then her music palette is huge because she had 3 older siblings to go through all that. So
Yeah.
just always play like classical music, and then that's all the kid will want to listen to until he gets
Just don't
friends.
let her.
Sounds
Just don't let her listen to
terrible.
country, and goal
I,
There you go.
accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's not
This-
in the country.
None of you like country?
Taylor Swift. No, not
Uh,
country.
yeah. I grew up on it. I can't say I like it that much, but
Tolerate it.
yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Tolerated is the right word. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Mhm.
fun like in Nashville, like when we went to Kurt's bachelor party. That was a lot of fun. And I ended up listening to country for a little while when I got home, but then I just quickly went back to my ways. But yeah, it was fun.
Well, I mean,
Um,
the music change. Our music tastes don't change very, very often
No.
from when we first were adolescents. I mean, our dad vacation, all we listened to was, some Dave, a lot of Taking Back Sunday, just the
yeah, it
used,
was
like all that
like we
stuff.
went back to high school. It was
Yeah,
like a high
yeah.
school reboot. It really was. All right. You ready for another topic? We're changing gears altogether again. You ready?
That's all right. It's a good segue. Are you ready for a topic change?
Are you ready?
Hit it?
Topic
I'm ready.
change. Ready, go.
I
The
change.
topic is called cut. The topic is called cut, trade, keep. So we're morphing to the NFL because we're in the NFL season of free agency / roster cuts / everything else. So cut, trade, keep. I'm going to name 3
Time
players.
out real quick.
Yes.
I do like this. I do, not this topic, but I do like that you're taking like, here's these things.
I hate this topic.
Taking control.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Okay. It's fun, I thought.
Yeah.
All right. So the first team that we're going to address is the Bengals because Mike Jacoby is a Bengals fan.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
So cut, trade, keep. We all know they're stacked full of wide receivers. So you have to cut, trade, or keep Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, or Tyler Boyd. Who are you cutting? Who are you trading? Who are you keeping?
Are you
Oh,
just
boy.
asking him?
It's an open. We can open mic this, or you can have your own individual answers. I just thought it would be
I
kind of
would-
cool to get everybody's thoughts.
Ooh,
I feel like this is
cut. I would cut Boyd, trade Higgins, keep Chase.
so. The keep to me is the easiest one,
Yeah.
right? Like you would not keep any of the other ones except for Jamar Chase.
Higgins is
So
close.
this
but
is the curveball. This is the curveball. This is why I think you could get an interesting topic is trade. You could get the most trade value for Chase because of what
Well-
you just said is he's your for sure keeper.
Well, I would say Higgins is a number 1 on any other team aside of the Bengals.
That's a good point.
And
That's a
you
good
can get shit ton with him if you trade him. You put him on, name another team. He's a number 1 receiver there.
I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about those other receivers. I mean, obviously I know who they are. I don't know enough about their stats to know like,
Yeah, T. Higgins, they said is probably a number 1 on any other team, which I would agree with. He's pretty solid.
Hmm.
All right, you ready for the Cowboys version of this?
do I have a choice? Wait, hold on. I wanted to wait, what is this? I was trying to look up their stats just to see.
Oh, okay.
But these are I'm on the Bengals website and they do a horrible job at updating stats. Like right now, it's Bengals.com apparently. Joe Burrow, the yards he has is 720 yards. Like I don't know if it was just
Are they going by
the drop down menu is you can pick a year as a drop down menu. And I picked this past year.
Yeah.
You picked 22 or 23?
Yeah.
22. They have updated stats from 2021, but I guess I mean that's not the game.
Yeah,
But
this is
Oh, there it
Running
goes.
that.
Mike,
There it
if you
goes.
want to email the Bengals PR.
Yeah.
it just updated.
Okay.
Okay. So well, yeah, their stats were almost identical. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
Well, Chase was out for 4 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
So
plays
I
into
mean,
it.
but still,
Yeah. He had over 1,000 yards, T. Higgins did.
yeah, he's solid.
All right, that's all I want. I just wanted to see where those stats were at. But go ahead, Ty.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Dak, Micah Parsons, CD Lamb. You have to cut, trade, or keep one of those three. Who are you cutting?
So the bad thing, like, I feel like Mike's was a little easier because they're all playing the same position. Um, this one,
This is hard, but I like it.
so you said Dak, Michael Parsons, and who else? CeeDee Lamb.
CD Lamb.
I think I have to keep. I think I have to keep Michael Parsons. He is so good and it's just a one man wrecking crew on defense that he can change drives. He can change games sometimes. Um, I would I think because this league is so quarterback driven that I would trade Dak because I think you could get stuff from him, and I bet there are plenty of teams that would take him over what they have. I mean, who the hell just someone just signed Baker Mayfield? I saw today. Tampa Bay, yeah. And then I guess that would leave me to cut CeeDee Lamb, which I don't know. Like everyone complained, and when I say everyone, I listen to Bill Simmons, and he brings cousin Sal on, and he's a big Cowboys fan. So every Sunday or every Monday morning, I hear him talk about the Cowboys and how CeeDee Lamb wasn't or isn't the number one receiver. And I mean, I like him, but I think we could cut him, and we would keep Parsons, cut him, cut CeeDee Lamb, and trade Dak because again, I think you get more than from that quarterback than a receiver.
Your logic makes sense.
I
approve.
Thank you. Commissioner.
Yeah, I would keep Parsons. I don't like Dak at all, to be honest with you. Doesn't mean you couldn't get any value from him, but like, I don't. Yeah, I'd have to follow suit and then trade. Yeah.
I think just based on if you look at the one you just did with the Bengals, like they have two legit number one receivers. Like why?
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of teams have the number one receiver, and I don't know if they would want to trade and give up a lot for another
because to your point, there's usually another number one wide receiver in free agency that's available. So
and probably half the league wants a quarterback.
Well, some of the trade values off of wide receivers is like garbage. I mean, I'll be honest, like the Browns got what's his name last year from the Cowboys, and I think it was a fifth round pick.
Yeah, Cooper.
It was a fifth round pick. It was I thought that was crazy. And I mean, this year already, like who'd the Cowboys just get for
Brandon Cooks for a fifth and sixth round?
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. To your point, I think it's wide receivers are very undervalued in the trade market, I think so.
Well, Brandon Cooks, he's been in the league, what?
He has, but
8-9 years, but he's also like, I mean, he had 1 year where he had 40 some catches with LA, and I don't know, maybe he didn't play all the games, but he catches, 80, 70, 80, 90 balls.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think of him and I think reliability, like he's a go-to guy. So, all right, the Browns, you ready? My love-hate, the Browns. Myles Garrett, Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb. Cut, trade, keep. Do you want me to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go first?
You've been thinking about it for about 4 months.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah.
So I would keep Nick Chubb because I love Nick Chubb, but that probably is also the dumbest keep because I think running backs are very expendable in the NFL today.
Yeah.
But I love his work ethic. He just shows up and just pounds the ball. I love that about him.
Yeah, and people aren't paying running backs like they used to either. The last one was Elliott. The only person who was going to pay him that much was the Cowboys.
Titans were in talks of trading Derrick Henry. I mean,
I
mean, like you said.
Yeah, the other I would trade. Wait, I got to cut somebody. Oh shit.
Yes, you do. It's your game, remember.
I know. I already forgot the rules. Damn it. I think I messed this up. I don't know.
How
I mean, if I'm see, this one's tough, I
it's a
think,
good one.
because there's extenuating circumstances around this quarterback.
How sad would you be if Deshaun Watson sucks?
Dude, it's a very real possibility. It's a very real possibility.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced this was a good move still to this day. Like
Yeah. All that guaranteed money.
all guaranteed. But I was just having this conversation with I think my brother and my dad, and I said that this is the year, and I think if Watson doesn't play well this year, Stefanski and Andrew Berry are both fired instantly. Like
Yeah.
because they mortgaged everything on this trade, and if he sucks, okay. Cut though, I think I gotta cut Watson because of his off-field transgressions. Trade Miles Garrett because I still think like even though dude's a freak, man, I think they could get a bunch for him.
Yeah.
I don't think they would get shit for Nick Chubb in a trade. Watson, they probably would get something, but I mean, there was a lot of teams that just completely did not even want involved with him because of his off-field stuff. So I don't know. Like, this one is interesting.
Now, does the Watson trade value change because I mean, not all of it is behind, but I mean, he has broken through that now. You know what I mean? Like it was up in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I actually, yeah. So
now,
maybe, I don't know.
Now it's just based on his play for the most part. I mean,
it's based off his play, but also like I guess we didn't really get into contracts and stuff, but like nobody's gonna take on that guaranteed contract right now as it stands. Okay. Good talk. No, the last one I thought was kind of fun. So this one is cut, trade, keep, same premise, but we're only looking at QBs. Watson, Burrows, Dak.
Did you say Burrows with an S?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right.
Joey B.
Okay.
Joey B.
Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson. Cut, trade, keep.
Oh
boy.
That's hard, I think.
I think so if we're not looking at contracts, so just get Deshaun's I guess if you want to, but
you're not looking at contracts or just
bias, but keep Burrow, cut Dak, trade Deshaun.
I feel the same way. I would keep Burrow also, but I would flip those other ones. I just don't know how well I mean, he didn't like light it up last year when he came back, Deshaun Watson.
Right.
So
no, but he was also like twiddling his thumbs for 2.5 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So,
you need a full season out of him.
I hope he sucks.
It's really not nice.
Yeah.
It's okay. Michigan will be good next year. It's all right. We'll be fine. I'll just hide my feelings in Michigan football. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Thanks, Todd.
I did a little prep work.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I did some prep work. I told my brother about my podcast, right? Because he came over
your
for dinner.
podcast. Get it. Okay.
My podcast, our podcast.
Is he an avid listener? Is he a subscriber?
No, I guarantee it.
He literally asked me, he's like, what's the format? And I said, we just kind of wing it. And then he's just like, he's like, why don't we actually prep a little bit? And like, so he actually helped me with those topics,
which brother was
I thought they were fun.
Yeah.
This was
nice.
Zach, the local one. So I thought it was fun. Shout out Zach because he helped me out.
Zach. So I have two things that I want to discuss, but since we're talked about sports, we'll stay with that. I have a quick draft. I don't know, Mike, if you ever listened to one of the episodes where we've done a quick draft. I think we've done it twice. Quick draft is I just give a topic and we just quickly draft things. And it's not necessarily like, hey, it's I mean, it's not sports.
Okay.
And I have a good topic. Normally I'm not involved, but I think I want to be involved to kind of give I'll be the last pick, but I kind of want to be involved to kind of open it up like, oh, this is what he meant. So best duos. It could be any duo, any two thing, any partnership, any type, any duo whatsoever. You got to think outside the box. Any type of duo, and we'll each do 3 picks. Mike or Ty, I don't care who wants to go first. I would say Mike. I don't know if that's a lot of pressure though, because you're the guest. I would say you can go first, but I don't know how much pressure that is.
I'd like to go first.
You go first.
All right, go ahead.
It
And
gives
then Mike
me a
can go.
chance to think.
Ty. Best
MJ
duo.
and Scotty.
Okay. All right. Yes, people. Okay, good. That's a good one.
Straight people,
obviously.
but you said something about like, combination, like, and I feel like if you take one of them away from the other, they're just not the same.
Yeah, that's why LeBron's
So-
better. Go. Oh, sorry, Jim is not here.
Ooh,
I just-
Oh boy.
Mike, what do you got?
I would say I'm going non-sports. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak.
Okay.
We wouldn't
all
have
right.
these beautiful Apple products without them. One can, well, yeah, I'll go with that.
What about or you could say like Apple and all the tiny Asian children putting their phones together.
I could say that, but go. We
okay,
take a
okay.
deep dive.
All right. So okay, that's good. And I get these now. They're not exactly the same, but there's this account I follow on TikTok who they do these quick drafts. I don't know how quick they do them. They cut their video pretty good. So my duo, peanut butter and jelly. Classic sandwich go to, especially when you're a child. And it's kind of some alterations you can do, right? You can do different kinds of jelly, obviously crunchy or smooth peanut butter. Plenty of different kinds out there. Peter Pan, Jif, so that's my pick.
That was my other pick, but
peanut
I
butter
was
and jelly.
thinking offset, like peanut butter and jelly, because you can do variations of said jelly. You can
Yeah,
do
that's true.
jams, and so
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, maybe it's not as strong of a combination then. Just a little
Cookies
thought.
and milk. There you
Yeah.
go.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
your
his next pick?
it's not your turn though.
I know. Skipped ahead. I need to think of something else.
You can go. We won't do a snake.
Oh, we're not doing snake?
No,
I
we
got thrown
won't.
off there.
Yeah.
I literally
with
thought we
three
were
people. With
snaking
three people, like it's I don't know.
this. That's the only idea I had with Scotty and Michael. So
That's why I like
hold on.
or
me
this is
think.
another thing, like we can just if you have another one like Mike did with
Well, Mike threw it out there. I like that one, cookies and milk. I mean,
yeah.
but that's his pick. So
Yeah.
well, we can give it to him. Do you want that one, Mike? If you don't
Yeah.
take it, I'm going to take it.
I'm taking it. Now the pressure's off me.
I'm taking it. And
I
okay.
love that pick. That was a great
Yeah.
pick. I'm a little jealous of that.
I have another one, but Ty,
Go
I'll
ahead.
give-
Nope. Go
yeah.
ahead. I need
Okay.
time.
Mine's food related too because I'm giant. But I think just another classic like Americana. Just people use for the most part. They use one. They possibly a lot of times people use both. I use both. Ketchup and mustard.
I knew that's where you're going with that when you said
yeah.
that. Yep.
Yeah. I think obviously mustard is more polarizing than ketchup. I think a lot of people like ketchup. But together, man, there's when I was in high school, getting ketchup and mustard on your plate, mixing it up with some fries and dipping it in there. That's some people would throw in mayonnaise, but we're not doing trios here. But I like ketchup and mustard.
All right, I'm gonna go cheese and burger. Cheeseburger.
I like it.
All right.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're not having cheese on your burger, something's wrong.
How many times have you had say, hey, I'm going to make burgers and not have cheese?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I get
they
it, man.
go together.
Yeah. I guess
And
unless,
if I
unless you're
go somewhere, if I go somewhere that they don't have cheese, I'm gonna get mad. Like the restaurants where you like look at the menu and you see a burger, but you're like, what are my cheese options? And they're like, oh, that doesn't come with cheese, and you're like, what?
I know my father-in-law eats just a burger with just the patty and no cheese.
God.
Is the burger well done?
Uh I don't know. I think he gets it medium.
Okay. Well,
But
I'll let
it's
it slide.
for it's for religious purposes. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Well, we can't fault
he
anybody
keeps
for that.
he keeps strict to that. So
Yeah.
he can judge internally.
That's true. I didn't think of
No.
the whole religious
Yeah.
purposes. Yeah.
Well, I even said, even about being lactose intolerant too. So
Yep.
that could be a thing. But again, it's a lot of times I'm making burgers. It's not like, do you want cheese? It's the question is what kind of cheese?
What kind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have
What kind
another
of
one,
cheese?
by the way.
What kind of cheese, by the way? Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Wait, hold on. Let's
Spaghetti.
finish. Hold on.
Let's finish the
this
cheese
real quick.
first.
Shit.
Sorry. I like either American or I like Colby Jack.
Ooh, I was
Yeah.
going pepper jack.
Yeah,
Little,
pepper jack's
little
good too.
spice.
That's
Yeah,
what I
good.
get too. Yeah, pepper jack.
Yeah, so, or mushroom Swiss burger is really good too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Those are good.
Yeah,
See, that's
yeah.
a good one.
I can dig it. I can handle that.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Sorry, we stepped over your last pick.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
My in-laws are Italian, or my mother-in-law is Italian, and they make their own sauce and meatballs. And it's very good, especially now because they used to make meatballs with beef and pork, but Mateo's allergic to pork, so now they do other meats. So they'll mix. I think they've mixed venison and beef. Made
Nice.
meatballs. So those are good. They've done other things like that too because of his pork allergy. But yeah, this homemade spaghetti sauce and homemade meatballs. Yeah, good.
Clutch.
Yeah. So did everyone pick 3 besides me? Ty, did you? Oh no, you only picked 2. Ty, didn't you?
No, I only picked 2, but I'm
All right.
struggling again. So go ahead.
All right, I got one. Just because this is childhood. I talk about it all the time, especially on my other podcast when we talk about nerd stuff. A childhood show that I watched a lot, and as I was in junior high, and now my kid is into it. Pikachu and Ash Ketchum, one of the best duos out there. Yeah, one of the best duos out there. Ty, if you're not familiar with Pokemon, you don't get it, but
nope.
So Ash is the main character in all these shows, and actually, this show's been on for. They just celebrated. It celebrated their 25th anniversary.
He does have a hat.
He does, yeah. And he just won what he's been trying to win for 25 years. The I don't know, the Master Champion or whatever the hell. I'm not sure.
Has he aged in the series at all?
No, it's like The Simpsons. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I was about to make fun of him for being 25 years later and finally hitting the master status.
No, he's not.
What a loser.
Like, I mean, there's in the Pokemon shows, like each trainer has like their Pokemon or like their main one. And when you pick a starter, I can't remember exactly how he got Pikachu, but it wasn't exactly how everyone gets a starter Pokemon. And he never wanted to go in a Pokeball, and he was always electrocuting him at the beginning. And then they became best buds, man, and won the championship together. So best duo.
You didn't play Pokemon, Tyler, as a youth?
No.
Wow. I'm not saying I play now or anything, but yeah, that's surprising. I thought that was like, yeah. I had the blue cartridge, the one with Blastoise on it.
Yeah, I had Blastoise.
Oh,
I had the yellow and the red.
Yeah, I had the yellow too.
Yeah.
And then I think my brother had the red. We all had to have like separate cartridges. So
yeah, because some of those you can only get certain Pokemon in certain games.
Yeah,
and if you're trying to get all 151, you had to know people who had the other Pokemon or other games. Yeah, I played it all the way through junior high. Stopped in high school because I wanted to like girls. Then I really
probably find some chicks into Pokemon. I'm sure.
Then I kind of stopped for a long time until Mateo was like old enough to start watching Pokemon. I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm diving back in. And now we got cards. There's toys everywhere. There's Pokeballs everywhere. Like, this
Nice.
you got it all now.
Rachel played
Cards.
it during the pandemic on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she loved
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah,
then like it sucked her in and like, she got addicted and we had to weave her off the Switch. Weed her off the Switch.
those open world games, man. Those are fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not even a huge video game person, but yeah, for that tiny bit during the start of the pandemic, I had an interest in video games again.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, I got one.
Okay,
I got one.
hit it.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater
Is that
go together.
is that a
Tony
Yes.
duo?
Hawk skateboard.
Is that a duo?
Yeah, it's a duo. You guys were starting to talk about video games. So you guys were playing Pokemon. I was tearing it up on Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That's what I was doing.
That never interests me at all.
Just
I love that game.
never-ending grinds.
The
dude,
soundtrack
all
to that
day.
was amazing.
Oh,
That's
it
what I
was
hear.
so good.
I hear
was
that. Yeah.
So good.
Best soundtrack to a video game.
Yes.
Is that on Spotify? Do you know?
I'm sure it is.
I'm gonna look it up
Download
right
that
now.
tonight.
Minus the Grand Theft Auto Miami Vice soundtrack. That was legendary too.
That was
Tony-
great.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. The art is the original PlayStation cover of the game. Is
Yeah.
the art and Spotify. Yeah, there's
I think it had Primus and
Primus, Goldfinger, Dead
Goldfinger,
Kennedys,
yes. Yeah,
the
oh yeah.
the Vandals. Yeah,
It was so
Classic punk.
yeah.
good. Just ollieing all over everything.
Yep. I think I think Bam Margera was in that game as a
Oh, really?
skateboarder that you could play, yeah,
Oh,
before
nice.
he went off the
So
deep
good.
end. Yeah.
So good.
And then the last thing, this episode is full of no segues. So this is definitely going in the title of the no segue episode. So this is something that just happened today. I got a text message from a parent of one of my kids' friend, and it said, "Hey, give me a call when you get a chance. They're not in trouble. I just want to give you some information." So my wife calls. She calls me back, and I'll leave names out of it, but they're like, "Hey, so and so is vaping." I'm like, what? And she's like, "Yeah, that they said that they saw him vaping." So Andrea was texting me as I was using the restroom, and then she texts back and goes, let me know all the details. I go, "I didn't talk to him yet." And she's like, "Oh, I thought you were going to talk to him." I was like, "Well, I was going to the bathroom when you called me. Now he's going to the bathroom. So let's give him some time here." So I sat down and I was like, I asked him, I said, "Do you know what vaping is?" And he's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Okay, well, what is it? What does it mean?" And it's kind of hard to explain if you're not familiar with smoking in general. So he was kind of having trouble. He's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, no, I mean, you can try to explain it." And he just goes, "So and so does it." I'm like, "Okay, so you know." I was like, "Have you seen him do it?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What did you say something to him?" And he's like, "Yeah, I told him I don't like it." And I was like, "What did he say?" And he's like, "I don't care." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Have you done it?" And he's like, "No, I have not done it. I have not done it." Which I don't see any reason that he's a liar, but it was interesting to me, like, it's at some point where as dads or parents we're gonna have to deal with so and so smokes, so and so drinks, so and so does whatever these things are. And like, I didn't know how to, like, Andrew's out of town, so it's just me talking to him, and I got enough information where I felt comfortable with saying, okay, I made sure to tell him, like, "Hey, you're not in trouble, man. You're not in trouble. I just want to know the information. Thanks for being honest with me," and reiterated, like, if there's any times that you think something's weird or wrong or something, make sure you come talk to us or whatever. But it was like, oh man, this is all right. Now we just gotta, this thing stuff is starting now. And I just,
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
How old's Mateo?
They're in 5th grade.
What age is that? What age is that?
He's
11, 12?
11. He's 11. Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I knew anyone ripping cigs back then.
My brother did. My brother was probably smoking when he was 12 or 13, smoking cigarettes.
That was probably my brother too.
Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes then.
Jeez.
I
about
tried.
14.
I think I tried a cigarette when I was 13 or 14 because my grandpa had them, and I wanted to try it. But
Yeah.
it's as
think-
a parent,
I
like I
think
said,
Jim
you
was
just think it's
smoking at
wrong.
like 8 or 9. He can't. He's not here to defend himself. It's all right.
But I just
No,
as
that is crazy though, dude. Just
Yeah.
like that story just blew my mind. I was like, what?
yeah.
Ah,
And you
well,
just like I guess part of it is like I'm good it's happening now. You can because you're at some point both of you are going to have conversations not exactly similar, but to the effect of it could be something as simple as well, does so and so put a seatbelt on when he drives, stuff like that. Like there's
yeah.
certain things that you want to make sure your child is doing, and if their friends aren't, then you want that information if you can get it. So like I guess it's like to know about it now. I mean, it's obviously they're super young, but to kind of instill in him like,
It's
hey,
good to have open
Do-
conversations though,
yeah.
like what you're doing, because
Do
like yeah,
you?
that's makes it way worse when you're finding out like the wrong times and everything else. Yeah.
I know you're not going to get into details, but do you know like that kid's parents well? Like do you?
Yeah, so not like super well.
Mhm.
They live near us, but I guess my wife talked to his mom, and I don't know
Okay.
any,
I'm
yeah.
just reason I'm asking is I'm curious how the kid got the stuff. Like,
Yeah.
does he have an older brother? Do his parents do it? He just snatched it.
I know they have older siblings, but I'm not exactly sure how much older.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
cuz
because my parents smoked, so I mean, it was probably easy for me, my brother to snag one every now and then. So that's
did you
what
ever try one of your parents' cigarettes?
me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Were
Yeah.
you a smoker were you a smoker at all?
No, I always always define myself, and I've shared this story many of times. I was the annoying guy at the bar who would be intoxicated and be like, "Hey, I'll give you $1 for a cigarette."
That was me.
Yeah,
But
yep,
I
I was that guy.
I don't think I ever asked, but I always had I like clove cigarettes at one point. So I always
Sure.
had a pack of cloves, and it was bigger than a cigarette pack. There was like
Yes.
20, there was like 30 of them in there. But I was
Right.
always had that in my car.
Lorenzo, I was just talking about cloves the other day
Yeah.
with Heather. Yeah, because she has a candle that smells like cloves, and I said,
Oh
"Oh
wow.
my god!" I said, "This is taking me back to high school," and she goes, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All my friends used to smoke cloves. Like they
Yeah.
just always smoked clove cigarettes." So I was like, I just remember the secondhand smoke of
Yeah.
clove cigarettes all the time.
If someone gave me a clove cigarette right now, I would probably smoke it. Like I had to get a particular kind, but it was like, I mean, the tips were like cinnamon and sugar, like it
Mhm.
was sweet. It was one of those things like much like drinking, like we did it on a weekend, like we did it once or twice a week. And same thing with
Yeah.
those cloves. Like I had to be drunk to smoke these cloves. I wasn't just gonna like go out on my front porch and smoke a clove. It was like
Yeah,
a
I wasn't going out and buying packs or anything, but I was for sure the guy at Uptown
yeah.
outside with the smokers. Hey man, give you $1.
And
And
then
then
you're like,
they would look annoyed visibly, and they would always do it though. And then I would
oh,
try
can I
to
use your lighter too?
oh yeah, for sure. Then I would try to have a conversation with them. They would blatantly ignore me and carry
Oh,
on with the night. That was pretty much it.
yeah. Yeah. I think it was a few years where I would do that. And then when I was done, I remember like cleaning my car and I found like a half pack. I'm like, oh, yeah, I used to smoke these.
There you
They're,
go.
yeah, it
Hell
was good.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we reached the pinnacle of the episode where we tell our dad jokes to make people less awkward, apparently, according to the study. So, what do you guys got? Who wants to go first, dad joke wise? I feel like we should also have like
I'm
music that plays, but
I'm ready. I'm
yeah.
prepared.
All right, let's see what you got.
All right. So what does the skeleton order when he walks into a bar?
A
A
mop.
beer, a beer and a mop.
That was close.
There you go.
A mop. I didn't understand what you said at first, but all right, all
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
Yeah.
You were
All right, all
close.
Have you ever heard the moth, the moth joke that Norm Macdonald tells?
No.
I think I have. Is it it's really long, right?
Yes,
Yes, it's
super long.
hilarious. I
Tyler,
love that joke.
just Google that. Norm
Do you want
Macdonald
me to
moth.
tell it to the audience today?
No, it's super long. Tyler, if you have,
It's really long, but it's really good.
if you haven't seen it, I think the one I like, and he might have told other places, but I always see it when he's on Conan. And he tells it there. But anyway, yeah, Google that. Ty, you got one?
I'm searching. Still
Yeah.
searching.
That I think that's part of like this too is like no one's ever prepared. Or if we are, like Jimmy weaves it into a story that he creates.
I came prepared with that piece at least.
All right, here we go. I got one. Why did the can crusher quit his job? Because it was soda depressing.
Nice.
Soda depressing. That's hard to say. I don't like that one.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Ty, what
Tyler's
do you
still
got, man?
searching.
Yeah, man.
I'll go. No, I'll just settle on this one because I got nothing really.
Okay.
All right. And it's semi-appropriate because I have a girlfriend. My girlfriend says if we don't get married soon, she's going to kill me. It's a matter of life and death.
Nice.
All right. All right. All right, guys. Our stupid podcast has come to an end.
Stupid podcast.
Again, Mike, thanks for filling in this week. It's always nice getting different dads on here. Before we go, as please, reach out to us on all our social medias. 3 different dads. You can 3 different dads spelled out at gmail.com.
Everyone tell 3 friends though that you listen to a cool podcast. So
3 different friends.
I'm gonna spread this out throughout the zeitgeist. So maybe we'll get some
some new listeners.
Well,
yeah,
it did work.
Followers.
It did work with your YouTube video is one of the most watched YouTube videos that I have.
I did get some good. I get some good responses from it,
and it's shittily edited because I had a weird thing turned on my camera, so it's a horrible video to watch. So
that's only the first 20 seconds.
I'll be honest, I'm just sick of my daughter making fun of our views and our subscriptions. She tracks it and she just talks shit. So
she looks at it.
Oh wow.
She makes fun of me, dude. She like because my brother's he was just like asking about the pod and Olivia was she's here tonight too, and she's just like he doesn't even get views. He has so few subscribers. Yeah,
we have. Do you want to know how many subscribers we have?
7. She said 7.
7.
Still, yeah. And then she goes, "How?" And my brother Zach actually he roasted me too. He's like, "How many of those are you guys?" And I said, "Probably all 7." Let's be honest. So we have
1.7 thousand views overall, but 1.2 were from one little short I made.
Short, yeah. That's she knows, dude. She knows our stats, man. Maybe she's gonna be a data person.
You do need to start
my stats.
editing her music and podcast intake.
You can only listen to 3 different dads.
Right, exactly.
Over and over.
I'll make her subscribe. That's a good idea, actually. Once she signs up for the Spotify, I'll make her subscribe. That'll get us another one. All right, cool.
But yes, please reach out. Interact with the podcast. We'll read whatever way you interact with us. We'll read it on the pod because we don't have a lot, as you've plainly heard. So reach out if you want to be on 3 different dads. There's going to be times where we need more fill-ins. So please reach out for that. As always, thanks, George.
Thanks, George.
Yeah,
we meant no disrespect, or I meant no disrespect about my comments a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry.
All right, everything you good?
I think I'm good now.
All right, this has been 3 different dads.
Thanks.
If there's nothing